Greg, we're leaving Crooked River Ranch, and to answer your question, about 2 months ago there was a Friends of NRA banquet up in Madras at the Erickson Aviation Museum, and one of the raffle items was a flight on one of their aircraft, a P-51 Mustang, and I got pretty excited about it, and I bid on it, and I won it, and we'll be seeing the museum itself here very shortly. The Erickson Aviation Museum, they have been and still are moving all their aircraft, primarily World War II aircraft, from the museum in Tillamook over to this one hangar at Madras Airport. And this is where the Friends of NRA in Madras had their banquet fundraiser, and it was a honey of a fundraiser. And yeah, I saw this bid. I've never been on a high performance aircraft ever. I stood next to this P-51 at Erickson at the museum, but never sat in one. Jumped out of other aircraft, but never a high performance aircraft. So, and of course, this is the same one in Saving Private Ryan, right at the end, that Tom Hanks has been shot and his tank starts coming at him, and Tom Hanks takes a 45 and shoots at it, and then a P-51 comes in and blows his tank to smithereens. But it's the same aircraft, but of course it's maybe an icon or a premier fighter escort aircraft from World War II, and so I'm pretty excited about this. So that's basically the background. I will go up there. The flight's scheduled for 2 p.m. and I'm going to ask the guy to fly over, come back to Crooked River Ranch, maybe Redmond, and I'm just going to ask him to do his thing. I'm not squeamish or anything. That doesn't bother me at all. It's going to be one hell of a thrill. But so that's basically the background. Well, seriously, yeah. Thank God for Erickson and Evergreen, the fellow up at McMinnville, the museum up there. You know, the money that it takes to maintain and move all these over here from Tillamook. And oh God, thank God. I haven't been to McMinnville for 20 years. They had the Spruce Goose, but nothing like it is now. And I want to get up there again sometime soon. But this is our heritage, you know.
It is. There's a lot of history here.
Oh boy, yeah. Earl flew the C-47. What he was doing was he was Army Air Force, and he was transporting fighter fuel tanks, and he landed on some island in the Pacific, and here were a bunch of guys standing around a fighter with some tall, lanky guy in civilian clothes, and it was Lindbergh. And I was telling Greg that Lindbergh worked for some aviation company. Maybe it was the Army Air Force, but they developed fighter tactics, like how to get more mileage out of your fuel tank. And of course, they'd write up manuals and papers. Well, in the meantime, they'd send Lindbergh to get the information out now.
So we'll go out and we'll do that. We'll come back here. We'll do a couple passes here. Like I don't know if you were here before I
saw one of them. Yeah.
Yeah. So we'll come back and we'll do one pass here, and then we'll come around. We'll do a pass down the runway that we're going to land on, and then we'll land. The intercom, the communications between you and I, are kind of non-existent. The airplane is incredibly loud, so the microphone just doesn't work very well.
Okay.
So we use a lot of hand signals. The biggest hand signal, I'll use 2 hand signals, which is basically I'm going to turn around several times and ask you if you're okay, and give me some sort of indication of your status, whether you're or if you're okay and you're happy, let me know. You'll see me do that several times. Before we do any aerobatics, I'll go like this, and I'll need a response back. I'll want to, yeah, let's do that, or nah, I don't think I want to do that, you know, kind of
Okay.
thing. And then just like that, if you don't want to. If at any time you feel uncomfortable and you want to come back and land, just tap me on the shoulder and give me a down or knock it off or whatever, and we'll just come back to the airport and land.
Okay.
You're going to be wearing a parachute,
Okay.
which is a struggle to put on and what have you. We're not going to jump out of the airplane, but we have to wear them.
Understand.
And that's pretty much it. We're just gonna go out and have a good time. It's warm. It's it's noisy. It's all the fun things that.
How long you been doing this?
How long have I been doing
And
it?
how'd you get into the P-51?
I've been flying P-51 now for 15 years.
Wow.
And I've got 550 odd, 560 hours now in the P-51, and it's all I've done since I was a teenager. As far as I'm the director of maintenance here. I maintain the airplanes in addition to flying them. My primary job is the mechanic.
Okay.
So I do. I just ever since I've been a teenager, I've been interested in World War II aviation and just got involved in restoration work, and it's the only job I've ever had. And of course, pilot, and along with working on them and all that stuff, eventually got to fly them.
So you were over at Tillamook also, and
No.
Oh, you weren't.
No, I'm new
Okay.
here. I've been here since the first of the year.
Where did you come from?
Hawaii. Yeah, and before that, I worked for Paul Allen, the co-founder of Microsoft,
Gotcha.
with his private collection of warbirds. And
I didn't know he had a private collection.
Yeah.
I might have read it and I
yeah,
forgot it.
And then before that, I spent about 15 years managing, maintaining, flying another private collection that eventually got sold off, and that's why I went to work for Paul.
And we're both very avid shooters, and now he's,
That's why you were at the NRA.
yes, and he's a professional videographer, and so I asked him to do this for me, and I'll get you a copy of the DVD also if you'd like.
Yeah. Let me jump up there. You're going to step here, 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 and then up on the wing.
Okay.
So he's going to hand down that parachute, and we're going to get that going.
How's your day going?
Good. You got the Go camera and you're ready. Okay. I'm going to drop that. Up underneath the leg. Up underneath the leg. And then Jim.
Yeah, sorry.
Okay. This is the first attempt at this. You got to teach me, and then I'll do it again
You're
over
doing
and over.
awesome. Okay. It's perfect. Same thing on the other
On the
side.
side.
Perfect. And then that just goes through friction. No. Goes behind
Behind and then up.
and then around.
No reserve shoot, huh?
Yeah, there's
Yeah, you puff up the coat a little bit. Okay, now we're going to tighten these up. How snug?
just not too much.
Not too much?
If you
The other foot up. Ready? Got it. Get that foot stable. Then move that way. Got it. Alright, now when you get your kind of crawl over here to the fuselage, you just kind of use it to steady yourself. Yep.
fine. Okay.
Off we go into the wide blue yonder, climbing high into the sun. Here they come, zooming to meet our thunder. Adam boys, give her the gun. Down we dive, spouting a flame from under. Off with one hell of a roar. We live in fame, we go down in flame. Nothing will stop the U.S. Air Force.
you know, a gunship coming in, rolling in.
Yeah.
God, it's got to be a thrill.
Yeah.
So hey, yeah, boy, I'll tell you, this is. I wish I knew something more about flying than I do, but oh gosh, this is a thrill.
Well,
Jeez.
good. I'm glad you enjoyed it.
Oh gosh.
Yeah. It's quite a machine.
Oh boy, took off. You rolled it. Well, I guess that was your first low level pass, and
You know, when I came around, pulling around the corner, you'd never experienced a
that
G-force
was
like that.
oh gosh, gosh, that was a neat feeling, Greg. It was. I was just saying, you know, gunship coming in. It's gosh, it's got to be a thrill.
Yeah.
Oh
Yeah.
boy.
Yep. It's pretty
Boy.
pretty cool.
Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
Well,
He's probably a little adrenalined out right now. He's probably having a hard time with direction. The G-forces, yeah, they're
it pulled this down.
Yeah.
And yeah, I'd never experienced anything like that before. It was, you know, it didn't bother me, but it was, you know, it was just brand new. It was
yeah
trying to
yeah
get used to something new, and then I didn't realize, but this thing got pulled down on my forehead, and I realized, you know, what it can do.
wow
But
yeah
oh geez, and I think the weather. Hey, I think the weather's just fine. You know.
yeah the wind's a little challenging on the landing.
I was impressed how thick, how high they go.
Yeah, we finally, to get on top of them, we had to go to 10,000 feet.
Wait, we weren't up that high though, were we?
Yeah.
We were.
Yeah.
I'll be damned. It's been a long time. I mean, so I'll always go for the aisle seat if I got to start
right.
beating the trip. So looking out the windows, it's been a long time. And in the Army, you know, we'd always jump at 1,200 feet. And so I was never really looking out of an aircraft, you know, much over 1,500 at most. And so I just don't have a sense of height like I used to. But it was always fun. And geez, gosh, yeah, I've never been around anything like this. It just, boy.